welcome to the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl podcast, a place for you to find the courage you need to take the first step and every step thereafter to create the habits, the confidence, and the life that you love. I'm your host, health and life coach, Abby Hegney. Let's dive in. Welcome back to episode 71. Today, I want to talk to you about disappointment and how to navigate it. I recently had this discussion with a client, and I think it's a really powerful one that so many of us can benefit from hearing. So I wanted to bring it here to you today. I think oftentimes we go into our journeys with a lot of excitement and optimism, and we use that excitement and optimism to fuel us, which can be a really powerful and motivating thing. We do need a level of excitement. We do need optimism throughout our journey. Where excitement and optimism can hinder our progress is when we come to expect it or rely on it, when it becomes the fuel to our motivation, to our progress, to our belief in ourselves and what we are capable of. We are human beings. We are living the human experience. And the human experience is all things. I have an entire podcast episode on this. You can scroll back and find it and listen to it or listen to it again. It's a really good one. But the human experience is all things. We will experience moments of excitement and optimism. We will have days when we feel motivated and we are ready to go. Days when we are in full belief that we can do it, that we can change our habits, we can lose the weight, that we can feel more confident in our own skin. But there will also be days when we feel disappointed. Disappointed in our journey, disappointed in our progress, disappointed that we aren't where we want to be or where we thought we would be. This is where so many of us lose the optimism. We lose the excitement and the motivation and the momentum. And we often take disappointment and turn it into an all or nothing mindset. It becomes, I can't do it. I'm not capable. I've tried everything, nothing works. We get caught up in these stories, in the negative self-talk of our inner mean girl, and we fuel the disappointment. And when we allow disappointment to become all or nothing, we release any responsibility that we have in creating the disappointment that we feel. I don't think any of us really ever want to take responsibility for feeling disappointed. We love to take responsibility for the things that are working, things that are going well, for our accomplishments and successes. But disappointment, that is a responsibility that we want to give away, and we want to give it away quickly because it doesn't feel good to think about how we have created our own disappointment. It's so much easier to blame something or someone else. We do this all of the time. We blame time. We blame our schedules, kids, our boss, work, school, sports, life. Life is busy. I can't do it. So because life is busy, I feel disappointed. Or because of my schedule, I don't have the time. So my schedule is making me disappointed. It feels good to think that feeling disappointed is out of our control, or that if things were different, if life just slowed down, if my schedule wasn't as busy, I wouldn't feel as disappointed. Some of those things may play a role in your disappointment. I don't want to diminish a busy schedule or a stressful job or the demands of life. I know a busy schedule. I know a stressful job. I know the demands of life. I know it can make things more challenging. But I also don't want you to think that any one of those things is fully responsible for your disappointment. Because the truth is, we are in charge of how we feel. That doesn't mean that we will always want to or should feel good. Again, our human experience is all things, all emotions. But if we can't take responsibility for feeling disappointed, we can't then take responsibility or feel empowered to make changes that would make us not feel disappointed. I tell my clients all of the time, if we don't own it, if we don't take responsibility, we can't change it. If we blame our schedule or work or the time that we have, we will always be waiting for our schedule or work or the time that we have to change before we ever think we have the opportunity to change. So, really looking at disappointment from the lens of, I feel disappointed and here's why. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm not doing. Here's what I wish I could be doing. That gives us the opportunity to make changes. It gives us clarity. Instead of spiraling in confusion, doubt, or overwhelm, instead of indulging in I don't know or I don't get it, instead of sliding into an all or nothing mindset or giving up because we believe our inner mean girl when she tells us that we can't do it or that nothing is working, we see exactly what is happening. We see the gaps. We see what we can do differently. We see the next simple, doable, available step that we can take to keep us moving forward. That is what creates change. When we develop the skill of taking responsibility for our disappointment, when we can allow ourselves to feel disappointed, to not make it a problem, to not make it an all or nothing situation, and we can see the value and the lesson in that disappointment, and we are willing to practice this and build that muscle, what ends up happening is we create change faster than we ever thought possible because the disappointment no longer holds you back. It doesn't make you give up or question your ability. You hold belief that you are capable. You find what is working and you see what you can do differently. It sucks to feel disappointed. And total side note here, but I learned from my son's teammate last weekend that kids are now saying buns instead of sucks. And I kind of love it. So, yeah, it's buns to feel disappointed. It's buns to feel like you aren't making the progress that you want to make. It's buns to feel like you are behind, to think that you aren't where you want to be. That sucks. But it sucks even more to think that you have no control over that disappointment that you feel. I remember standing in front of the mirror, just beating myself up, feeling so disappointed that my body never looked like the bodies I saw in the magazines. I remember feeling so disappointed that nothing seemed to work. I remember thinking, I hate my body. I can't do this. And I remember taking responsibility for that disappointment. I remember thinking, okay, what have I been doing? What's not working? What haven't I been doing that maybe I need to try? The gap between where I was and where I wanted to be unfolded in that moment of responsibility. That is when I decided that I had to quiet my inner mean girl. I couldn't love my body, but I could stop hating it. I could stop criticizing it every single day. I could start acknowledging it. I could start treating it with love. I could stop feeling so disappointed in it all of the time. I could start to feel proud of the work that I was doing. That I could take responsibility for. And that changed everything for me. It completely changed my relationship with my body, which changed my relationship with food, which changed my relationship with movement, which changed the confidence that I feel. And I did this in my business too. When I was first starting out, whenever I believed the stories of my inner mean girl that I should be further along, that I wasn't where I wanted to be, I would look around and I'd see all of these other coaches who were further along in their careers than I was, and I would feel so disappointed. I'd find myself falling into this all or nothing mindset. Nobody wants this. It's not working. I can't do it. I'll never be successful. I should just give up. I should just go back to work. And then one day, I got coached on taking responsibility for where my business was at that time. It felt so hard, but my coach showed me what I wasn't seeing in that moment. That if I couldn't take responsibility for the disappointment that I was feeling, then my business would never change. It would never grow because I wouldn't have the power to change it. I wouldn't even know what to change. So I went on a rampage of responsibility, just like that moment in front of the mirror. I saw everything, all of the gaps, all of the places I wasn't believing in myself or my business, and how that was holding me back. I saw all of the doubt and the confusion that was keeping me stuck, all of the things that I could do differently, and the things that I could stop doing. That moment changed my business. The moment that I took responsibility is when everything turned around with my body, my habits, my weight, my confidence, and my business. Taking responsibility for that disappointment, for any disappointment that you may feel, in a non judgmental, non criticizing way could change everything for you too. When I bring it back to that conversation I had with my clients, this is exactly what she and I did together during that call. We saw exactly what was creating her disappointment and how she could put herself in the driver's seat. And that opened her up to here's exactly what I can change to turn it all around. She left that call feeling empowered. That moment of taking responsibility for her disappointment has created a ripple of change for her, a ripple of clarity and self awareness that is fueling the momentum of her journey. It pulled her out of an all or nothing mindset and into desire and commitment to the habits she wants to create, the weight that she wants to lose, and the life that she wants to be living. It moved her into possibility of what she is capable of creating in her life. That is what happens when you take responsibility for the good, but also the not so good, the disappointment. I really wanted to bring this message to you today. I think it's incredibly powerful if you welcome it in. I know that it may feel triggering at first, but my hope is that it is really helpful for you. I hope that you spend some time thinking about this, thinking about how feeling disappointed may be pulling you into an all or nothing mindset, how you may fall victim to the negative self talk of your inner mean girl when disappointment creeps in, how it may be keeping you stuck in patterns that don't serve you. I hope, just like I did, that you go on a rampage of responsibility around the disappointment that you may feel. I hope it brings you clarity and motivation and the courage you need to take the next step, to remember what you want, to believe that it's possible, that you are capable, and to keep going because the greatest disappointment you will ever feel is looking back and thinking, I wish I would have. Let that story end here today. And I know, especially if this feels a little triggering to you at first, that it can be really hard to do this on your own. And so I want to invite you to schedule a consultation call. This is exactly what we do on that call. We break down why you're feeling so disappointed, why you're feeling so frustrated, why you're feeling so stuck, what you've tried that hasn't worked. We gain so much clarity on that call that the next steps become so simple and so clear, and you feel so inspired and motivated to take them because you know exactly what's been standing in your way and how to get out of that. So if you want help, if you want to talk this through, go to the show notes and schedule your free consultation. I really hope this episode opens you up to something that could change everything for you. I will talk to you next week. If you are loving this podcast, please subscribe, rate, or review. Or if you know someone who would benefit from this message, please share it with them. And if you are ready to quiet your inner mean girl, to create habits that make you feel amazing, to lose weight and confidently keep it off while living the life that you love, I invite you to schedule your complimentary 60-minute consultation. We'll discuss where you are, where you want to be, and how my Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method can help you create the future that you want. You can find the link to book your call in the show notes, or you can also connect with me directly on Instagram at Wellness with Abby H. I can't wait to talk to you.